Hello and welcome to TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys, and welcome here to some El Clasico build-up. Of course, we are building up to the big game on Sunday, Barca against Real at the Camp Nou in the second League Clasico of the season. And today we are going to be looking at all the key battles in that game, head-to-head. Where is the battle going to be won and lost? What exactly is this game going to tell us? And who's going to be really battling it out in this game to come out on top and really seeking that glory, the rivalry there is, the hatred between the two clubs. Only one can come out on top, and of course we want that to be us on Sunday, regardless of whether there's everything to play for, regardless of what's on the line. We want to win El Clasico, and here are the key battles. And for the first time ever on TalkFCB, you will finally actually earn something for arriving to this video very, very early. So many of you guys do, and I really appreciate all of your comments, guys, and those of you that really do come and watch the videos as early as you possibly can. Thanks to the UFL app, which this video today is coming to you courtesy of that app, which is found in the description down below. A fantastic fantasy football app that you can play with me and all of your friends, with Barcelona and many teams around the world. The first 100 of you to enter the promo code TalkFCB250, TalkFCB250 in the earn free section. You can go here, enter UFL promo code, and if you enter TalkFCB250, you guys will earn 250 free coins courtesy of the UFL app. So go and do that now. It's first come, first serve, and the first 100 of you will get those free coins. And I have also picked my 5 picks for the Barca against Real game on UFL, courtesy of what you're going to be seeing in this video with regard to the key battles. I have gone, of course, with Lionel Messi number 1, always shows up in El Clasico, then Suarez, then Coutinho, then Sergio Roberto, and then finally Gerard Pique. Those are my 5 picks. I'll let you know before the game, as always, who I get, and you can let me know as well. And at the end of the game, we will see who comes out on top. But on with the video, guys, and my first of the 5 key battles from this El Clasico starts, of course, with Luis Suarez against Sergio Ramos. That is a battle that I always look at, and I always think, this is exciting. This is what you want to see in a game this big. 2 of those kind of players going head-to-head, because they're always feisty. They're always really aggressive characters who will both play on each other's weaknesses. They'll both try and get every last drop out of one another, and it's always a good battle. It's always a good watch, because for me, Luis Suarez, when it comes to El Clasico, when it comes to the big occasion, he always finds his best level. He could be sort of slumbering through games, game in, game out, not really full of confidence, but when El Clasico comes, he is always alive. He'll always look to score. He got back on the score sheet in December in the reverse fixture, the 3-0, of course, at the Bernabeu, and in 2 of our last 3 home league Clásicos, Luis Suarez has got on the score sheet. It's going to be Sergio Ramos' job to stop him from doing that, and when I look at Sergio Ramos, we know about his clutch moments in the opposition box. You know how good he is from corners, from set pieces. He's always going to be a threat, but defensively, I always look at him and I think, you can get at him. You can expose the weaknesses that Ramos has defensively, because he does have them. He is a defender that can make mistakes. I always look at him and I think, well, 2 things. Either one, he's got a mistake in him. At some point in the game, he'll make a crucial error. If you really go for him, if you try and force him into those mistakes, he can make them. Or 2, at some point in this game, he is going to implode. We know that he loves a red card. We know that he can often make these very rash challenges. I think Suarez up against Ramos, more often than not, Suarez will come out on the winning side. And then I would look to Lionel Messi, of course, who in every single El Clasico, he is monumental. Every single area of the pitch, Messi can always hurt you. And I would say, look at him against Casemiro. And I think that's a really, really interesting combination and a very key battle, simply because I think Messi, time and time again, can get the better of Casemiro. Now, Casemiro, for me, as a player in Real Madrid's system, is very, very important. I think he's really key to what they do. He holds them together defensively, because, like I say, I think at the centre of defence, Ramos can be got at. Varane is actually a doubt for this game, and I think Casemiro just sitting in front of those 2 is a really key part to what Real Madrid do. But for me, you can still get at him. He's still a player who, despite how much he's improved, and he has improved, credit to him, a lot, I still think there's areas of his game that you can pinpoint, that you can really get at him. I think when he's on the ball, he's not always that comfortable in possession. I think if you really press him, if you really get in his face, you can sort of cause mistakes. Messi will certainly be looking to sort of pick up the balls in and around him. And if Messi can get beyond Casemiro, if he can get in that pocket of space between defence and midfield, he really can hurt you. He can then get at Ramos. He can force Real Madrid centre-backs to make a decision. Do they come out and get him? Do they then come out and leave space in behind for Suarez? Or are they going to let Messi roam? And as we know, that can always be very dangerous. And we all know about Casemiro. He's got a bit of a tendency to take people's legs away. If Messi can get him booked, if players can go in and around him and try and lure him into getting a book in, that can hamper him as well. And once again, you're looking at a player there who can get sent off, and that could really impact the game. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see whether Casemiro can stop Messi. He's going to be the man who's going to be in charge of stopping those midfield build-ups. And if he can't do that, we're on to a winner. My third battle would be between Sergi Roberto and Marcelo. And this, for me, is a really, really key part of the game. And not only in terms of this game, we've seen it all week long and over the two legs against Bayern Munich. Marcelo going forward is an absolutely fantastic player. We've got here two of the world's best fullbacks this season. Both have been very consistent. Sergi Roberto, for me, very solid defensively and going forward as well. I think Marcelo offers more going forward. He's very much a threat in the opposition half. He can even score goals, just like we saw against Bayern Munich. But at the same time, for me, he is much more suspect defensively. You feel like you can get at him. You feel like you'll be out of position. And when he does that, we've got to counter well. We've got to be very strategic. And we have to really pinpoint that weakness of Real Madrid, just like Bayern Munich did. Time and time again, down that right-hand side, there was a space there where Marcelo had vacated it, he'd gone forward, he'd made a run, and he couldn't get back. And nobody was actually there from Real Madrid to plug that gap. Nobody was following on. Nobody was aware of the situation. And Marcelo, when he goes forward and he leaves that space in behind, we have to be clever enough and really onto it to try and really then expose that weakness. We saw Bayern do it. We saw Kimmich over both legs, the right back of Bayern, getting into that space. He got a goal in each leg thanks to that. And we have to do that with Sergi Roberto, just like we saw once again in that reverse fixture at the Bernabeu. Roberto on the counter got into that space and made sure that they paid for it, played the ball across, and Luis Suarez was there to score. And that was a really, really key moment in the game. And speaking of fullbacks as well, this is a really, really crucial part of it. Coutinho, whether it is Coutinho in that left wing slot or in that front three, I think he's going to play on Sunday, and it's going to be Coutinho against either Lucas in the right back spot, Lucas Vázquez, or Nacho Fernandez. In the absence of Dani Carvajal in this game, he's going to miss this match through injury. It is going to be very, very interesting indeed to see how Real Madrid set up defensively in that right back slot, because it's a really key part of the game, really key area for them. And against Bayern, they played Lucas Vázquez there, and he just about did a job. He was played there, he clearly wasn't comfortable, and he just about hung on. Although Bayern had their chances, they really, really did. Over the two legs, Franck Ribéry tried to run it directly at Lucas. He tried to put pressure on him, and often then, it really looked like it was going to be a mistake. It looked like there was going to be something coming from that side, but it never quite happened. I think you've got somebody there like Coutinho, maybe even somebody like Iniesta, maybe even somebody later on in the game like Ousmane Dembele, who can really run at them, really test them, really put pressure on them. They will bow to that pressure because they're not used to it. Lucas Vázquez is not a right back. Nacho is not a world-class player in that right back slot, and he might actually have to do a job if Varane can't play at centre back. So there is definitely weakness there. I think both fullbacks of Real Madrid can be exploited. You've got to make sure you're clever in doing it. They can hurt you going forward, but going the other way, when they're leaving that space, it is definitely there for us. If we get the chance, we've got to take it. And then the final battle for me would be between Cristiano Ronaldo and Gerard Pique, because let's be honest, when it comes to Real Madrid, when it comes to stopping Real Madrid as an attacking force, you cannot discount Cristiano Ronaldo. A man for me who always comes to the Camp Nou, always in Clásicos. He seems like he's absolutely desperate to score. He wants to make an impression. He wants to be on the headlines. Of course he does. And he's somebody who you've got to keep an eye on. And I think as well, to be honest, he'll be coming into this game thinking, I need to get back on form. Because I think against Bayern Munich, in either one of the legs, both home and away, Ronaldo wasn't great. I think he'll accept that. It wasn't really a good level of performance. He didn't score, of course. And that's the most thing about Ronaldo. You've got to monitor him in the box. That is where he's going to come alive. He's not really involved too much in the build-up. He doesn't really do an awful lot in every aspect of the game. But in the penalty area, when it comes down to it, when there's a big chance going, when there's somebody there who's going to score the goals, you have to monitor Ronaldo. And Pique, of course, at the centre of our defence, is the man to go and do that. And I think coming into these games, I always do like to watch many Clásicos now, year upon year upon year. Ronaldo against Pique. They seem to enjoy playing against each other. They seem to have a real battle between them, much like Ramos, really, and Luis Suarez. They like the competition. They like their bit of aggression. There's a bit of camaraderie there between the two, and as well, ex-teammates, of course, at Manchester United. And like I say, if we're going to keep Real Madrid quiet, he has been the source of most of their goals this season. It is going to be Ronaldo, whether he's in form, whether he's out of form. You know that he's always going to be there looking to get a goal, and we have to stop that. And if you stop Ronaldo, if you stop the supply as well, you go a long way, really, to stopping Real Madrid as a whole. And so there, guys, are my 5 key battles in El Clasico this Sunday. And like I said yesterday, I am looking forward to it. We might not have a lot to play for. It might have a bit of an end-of-season feel about it, but we're still going into this game wanting to win. We're still going to be out there on Sunday. It's still going to be really competitive. The atmosphere inside the camp now is still going to be electric. This is El Clasico. We want to win it, and to do that, we are going to have to beat Real Madrid and get at them in every single area to force those mistakes. Leave your thoughts down below, guys, on Real Madrid's weaknesses and also what we need to do to be successful on Sunday. I will see you very shortly indeed with more build-up. The big game is coming, and I will see you then. Until next time, as always, Visca El Barça!